Hey guys, I'm starting a new series, Snow White, the Cottage Collection. Look at this beautiful brass key porcelain Snow White doll. I found her. It's the weirdest story ever. I'm sure if you didn't know a little bit about my background, you probably wouldn't believe it, but this is a true story. So it was literally the night before. I had been thinking, I hadn't thought of these dolls since my daughter was little. And these dolls came out 99, 2000, 2001. And I just remember seeing these beautiful Disney princess brass key dolls, and they were 14 inch, 16 inch, 18 inch porcelain dolls in different clothing for the seasons. So they had, of course, their regular dress, the storybook dress that we're all familiar with. And then they had sort of a spring look, a summer look, and they just kind of did a different take on each of the princesses. And they had Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Belle, and Snow White, and those were the ones that I remember at the time. And I just thought, I just, out of the blue one day, I'm like, man, I remember those brass key dolls that they had, those princess dolls. And then the next day, I was out at a thrift store. It's a church. It's not a thrift store. It's more of it's a church resale shop. And they were having this really big sale and event that they were doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go by there and see what they have. I was like, oh my gosh, there she is. I just thought of you yesterday, and there you are. $3, guys. I got her for $3. Now, she didn't look this good when I found her. I had to do some work. I cleaned her up, washed her dress, fixed her hair, and yeah, she is, oh, and I had to add eyelashes because her eyelashes were kind of drooping off. But this girl had seen some history from the time she was created until she landed at my house. And so now she's just so pretty. I mean, I love her so much. She's in her spring dress, which that's what caught my eyes because, we're so accustomed to seeing her in her primary color dress. But I loved this, and I said, oh my gosh, there she is. And I paid $3 and left a happy camper. So this is the start of my Snow White Cottage Collection series. And what this all entails, I've got my phone here so I don't forget anything. I've got some stories about her cafe and the menu that they used to serve at a tea room that I used to frequent when I was younger. And then I've got, of course, her shoes, a pair of shoes from Hot Topic that I have, and how you can make your own shoes just like that. And then again, I'm always thinking in terms of cosplay and Disney bounding and birthday parties and dressing up, because I've always loved dress up. And I was thinking, she has this sort of cottage, she needs a cottage collection. Like, you have the fall collection, the spring collection, the resort collection. Why not a cottage collection? So it's sort of this cotton and linen fabrics with gingham prints and soft prairie, maybe florals, and just sweet tea stained aprons and things like that I could see her actually working in the cottage, churning butter, making bread, making stew, of course her famous gooseberry pie. And I was just thinking, she needs outfits for this, and then she needs seasonal outfits like this little girl. And the winter gown for Snow White is so beautiful. It's blue with like white fur around the collar, stunningly beautiful. But I was thinking, why can't we Disney bound? Why can't we cosplay? Why can't we do this for Halloween, birthday parties? Of course we can. Why not? And then, of course, I have another makeup beauty collection. I missed out on the Besame Cosmetics Snow White collection launch way back. And I did acquire a tube of lipstick, Fairest of them all, which I love so much. And I did a video of that. I'll link it in the description below. But we're gonna have some stickers and ephemera and printables over on Patreon, so you can make your own eyeshadow palettes and makeup bags and things like that. And then let's see, last but not least, going through the seasons. So, you know, every cottage collection needs a cottage home collection. So you're going to need the wooden bowls and the rolling pins and the cute gingham curtains and the towels, the tea towels, and the wrought iron cookware, so that you can make a big steaming bowl, a pot full of soup for those dwarves when they come home from the mines, right? And you're going to need the little cottage details like canisters for your sugar, your flour, and salt and pepper, and your little dishes, you know. So this is what this series is all about. It's Snow White Cottage Collection, full-blown domestic, and this little girl sparked it all. She is stunning. I'll have close-up pictures of her, but let's get started on the very basics of home decor, and we'll just take a look at some of the things that I found at Hobby Lobby. You know, and you can do wreaths on your hearth or your front door, basic wreaths, and you can add, depending on the season, cinnamon sticks, dried oranges, you know how you have the string of dried oranges. You can do little plaid or gingham bows, of course, pine cones and berries, things that look like cottage charms, something that Snow White would have gathered in the woods or just maybe out in the garden and have dried in the window and then made this beautiful wreath for the front door or over the fireplace to decorate the place. And then I'm guessing, I don't know, that maybe she has some needle and thread, and from time to time she may ask the dwarves to go pick her up some fabric from the local Hobby Lobby. And I'm sure she went through some of the trunks in the cottage and found some linen and burlap and spare homespun cotton. I don't know. Let your imagination run wild, guys. This is all about fun and bringing storybook Snow White. I love her so much. Bringing her to life and into your everyday. So I'll be seeing you on the next few videos in this series. Head on over to Patreon for your makeup printables, your ephemera, and your Cottage Collection Beauty Edition over on Patreon. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye.